Now, the thing that we are totally fired up about, and I don't remember being quite this fired up since the mining tax, but this has really pissed me off, is that they've announced that they want to close Wollongong University School of Mines is going to close, or they've announced the intended closure. Our universities are out of hand. You know, they completely lost the plot. They're full of all sorts of ridiculous ideologies, and they've completely lost contact with what our nation does for a living. We have actually Justine Collegio. Where are you? There you are. Justine has come all the way. Would you like to come up here because this is really important? And actually, Steve, would you like to come up too? Because we're all fired up about it. In Australia, we produce 9,000 lawyers a year.
Yay!
3,700 doctors. Yay! That is good. That's good. That's good.
More would be good.
And 150 mining engineers, right?
Thereabouts.
Thereabouts?
Sometimes less, sometimes maybe 100.
Oh, shit. So down to 100. I mean, this is just and they're announcing they want to close the school. They've rolled geology into environment at University of New South Wales. University of Queensland itself, a mining state is a mining powerhouse, and they only offer a major to engineering students now who want an engineering degree with a major in mining engineering. I mean, something is seriously wrong with our nation. I mean, what are they running on? Are they swamped? What are their reasons? Are they swamped with overseas student enrolments? Is that it? They're not receiving enough grassroots support from enrolments and our industry. Not enough encouragement from major companies. But why not just look at the GDP that one mining engineer produces? It's phenomenal. And one example, which will be dear to your heart, is the great Mark Cutifani, who's presented here on a couple of occasions. Dear mate, I visited him in place Tuscany, just south of Florence, several months ago. He ran the fourth largest mining company in the world for 8 years. You only got to produce one Mark Cutifani, and a profound benefit of wealth generation. And he is a graduate of the University of Wollongong, and should actually get a doctorate from the university before that school closes. Unbelievable. Yeah. So I just wanted to firstly give Steve has done some really great work in this area, because I mean, I am lucky enough to have a son who's a mining engineer. He's now, before his 28th birthday, he's ventilation officer at a major underground coal mine, Moranbah North, and he'll have his blue hat as a mine deputy before the age of 28, and he's earning over $300,000 a year. Why is that not attractive? He wasn't even that strong in maths. He patched his way up, and he got there. He got there, and but it's a very attractive job. So I'll just ask you both to sort of make a comment about what's wrong in Gotham City that we haven't got mining engineers queuing up down the street, and we're actually thinking of closing schools. The schools who do they think is going to be running these mining companies? Who's going to be heading them up? They're usually run by mining engineers very often, and certainly their senior management is their own companies, and they often offer tiny little budgets to minerals councils and stuff like that out of their great coffers. And I think it's just absolutely despicable that there's so little commitment on the part of the big companies to generating these people. And now I'm going to shut up for a bit. So, Steve.
Thank you, Julian. Yes, everyone, this is a very concerning development. Several years ago, mining engineering enrolments across the country were at a very dire level, and as part of our response to that, we decided to invest a considerable amount of our annual budget in skills and careers promotion and attracting people into those mining engineering streams. It involved a series of careers dinners across regional New South Wales each year. We do 4 or 5 a year, and they're very well attended with students, parents, representatives from our universities, the University of New South Wales and the University of Wollongong, and our member companies. And we also do a lot of engagement with careers advisors in schools, teachers in schools, school visits to mine sites and other things. And what we've seen over that period, at least partly attributed to the work that we've been doing at the University of New South Wales, for example, mining engineering enrolments were in single figures 4 years ago, and they're now between 70 and 80. So we're seeing a significant increase, thank you, in high school students being exposed to the possibilities, like your son, of the careers that are possible in the sector. Did I just break something? Or?
That's right.
I think I just dropped the clicker, but I don't need that. So Amanda, hopefully it's still working for you. And similarly at the University of Wollongong, we've seen an increase in enrolments as well, and I think there's now 30 or more at the moment, and 110 across the...
We've got 110 students.
Yeah, so any decision by the University of Wollongong, and we hope they haven't made a final decision yet, and we're still talking to the university, and through AUSIM and other organisations we're making representations. I've written to them already, our companies are writing to them. We think we've got a meeting in a few weeks' time, or within the next few weeks. Any decision they make to target this faculty to reduce their overall university running costs would be extremely short-sighted, not just because of all the reasons that Julian has outlined, and not just because of the great work that the faculty at the university does, just like at the University of New South Wales, but also because we're seeing the signs of very promising trends in relation to interest and enrolments at the University of New South Wales and at the University of Wollongong. So I'll be talking to my executive committee at its meeting next Wednesday about this in more detail. We're engaging with the sector, as I said. So I'll leave it to you to talk more about the faculty, but I would just encourage everybody to read what Justine has left on your... Justine is such a dedicated person to our sector. She even appeared in one of our ads a few years ago, lecturing at university, ironically. So please read what you've got on the table in front of you. Please sign the petition and return it to Justine at the end of today's event. It's a really important issue for us. We are laser focused on it, and we're hoping... I'm hoping this is just an example of an idea that's floated that we can address, and that the university won't make this very short-sighted decision.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. And if you want, if you're short of, if your executive committee needs me there to say things in less polite terms, I'm very happy to attend. Yes, sir.
It's a very, very enticing offer, Julie.
I'll make this very quick so that you can get on with the main event.
Justine's up from Wollongong. She's a lecturer at the University of Wollongong, and it's great you've come up today. So.
I'm a mining engineer originally, and worked in industry for many years, and then hung up my engineering professional hat to go to the university to teach and do research at UOW. The issue that we have is that our mining degrees and also our geology, we have a geology degree at the University of Wollongong as well, they're small cohorts, and that's the issue across the nation. They're all small cohort degrees, and we don't actually need massive cohorts of these people. We only need 300 mining engineers every year, but we really do need those 300 mining engineers. Unfortunately, over the past 10, 20 years, the federal government has been withdrawing funding support, and universities have essentially become virtually privatised, such that the universities have to make their money from international student enrolments, but also from the amount of money the government provides for each student and student fees. And in order to be efficient, the only way that they can make money right now is by having large cohorts with less academics. So they're trying to become more efficient, so they're cutting the small cohort degrees. That's the inherent problem. Right now, to keep our programs going across the country in the universities, In the very short term, we really need industry support. So please have a look at the information on your tables. Sign up if you'd like to support us and get involved, and we'll bring you into it. And in the longer term, there's an issue with how we fund our universities and our critical skills, and make sure that we are training the right number of people for the right number of jobs as a country. Thanks very much.
Yeah, just Susan McDonald, yes, absolutely. Susan McDonald is the Shadow Minister for Resources and a Cloncurry girl. Have you met her yet? But I mean, really, it's sort of time for a National School of Mines or something new to be launched in support of our industry. I mean, look what we do to the Australian economy. It wouldn't even, we'd be a banana republic if it wasn't for mining.
UOW, our UOW mining engineers account for 3% of our GDP. That's what we're losing.
There you go. I mean, what's wrong with this picture? I mean, it's just bullshit, frankly. Comrade, I can't hear your question, but I can see the smoke coming out of your ears, so we'll field that one later. But I think it's really good for everybody to be pretty disturbed by this, and we might get a chance later on. But Justine, thanks for coming all the way, and I can see the feeling in your emotion in your face there about this terrible thing, you know, and even to think about it. Got all these foreign students coming in, mopping up all the spaces, and then they all go home again, the IP leaves the country. I mean, where's this clever country gone? God's sakes. Anyway, look, sorry, Amanda, I feel like we're chopping into your time now. It is, I'm sure it's an issue close to your heart as well. End of that. And now...